Congratulations on your engagement. I'm so excited for you. All right, the big day approaches, right? The excitement is building. We're like 6 months out from our wedding time. That to do list is staring you in the face. Planning the wedding is a monumental task. We all know that. But breaking it down into those manageable portions that we've been doing with this series of videos can make that process so much smoother. So this is a comprehensive list, of what should be going on, right? 6 to 9 months out. All right. So welcome to the channel. My name is Sabrina Camacho. I am a wedding officiant located in San Antonio, Texas. My contact information is, of course, below in the video description. So let's get going, shall we? All right. So first thing we need to do is make sure we choose our photographer here, right? Those wedding photos, those are going to be lifetime memories. And it's Halloween, right? Lifetime memories. So finding the right photographer is going to be a crucial part of this whole wedding planning ceremony. So start by researching the photographers that are in your area and find a photographer whose style really resonates with you, right? Really, hey, I really love the style of these photos that this photographer is taking, right? Then schedule some meetings with that photographer to discuss their portfolios, of course, their pricing, and their availability. Very more important probably than anything is the availability for your wedding date. Again, we're doing this 6 to 9 months in advance because photographers, just like all of these wedding professionals, we book up early. Okay, especially for the more popular times of the year, like around October and things like that. All right, hold on one second. We are going to pause. No, we're not going to pause. All right. So don't forget to check their references, check their reviews, that if you can find any on them. Once you've found that perfect fit, book them. Just book them because you want to make sure that you have them secured for your wedding date. Okay. Now is also our next thing on our list is going to be now the time to start worrying about our florals, right? You want to make sure that these flowers are setting the tone for your wedding's aesthetic that you have in your mind. So picking this florist is also going to be an essential step. Okay, look for florists that have experience in weddings and whose work you admire. You should be able to see some online portfolios and things like that of examples of their work. Um, so discuss your vision with them, your color scheme, of course, and your budget during those consultations. And once you've made your choice, again, you got to book these vendors. Like, I need them for this day. So you need to make sure that you get those booked in too. All right, you're going to find your hairstylist. I just got nothing going on here. But anyway, find your hairstylist. So that wedding hairstyle should complement, of course, the dress and your overall look. You're going to look at some recommendations, browsing some portfolios of hairstylists, schedule some trials, seriously, and do pay for them, obviously. But schedule some trials to see their work firsthand and ensure that they can achieve the style that you have in mind for your wedding day. Once you're confident in that choice, again, book them way in advance. Okay. Book a caterer. God, food is the highlight of any wedding celebration. So choosing that caterer is key. So research those local caterers, make sure you read reviews, attend some tastings. And a lot of caterers are charging for those tastings now and may apply that charge towards your final booking. Unfortunately, there's people that will book a caterer or even a cake decorator or cake and schedule these testings with no intent. They have no, yeah, we're not booking a wedding. We just wanted some snacks, right? That we didn't have to pay for. So a lot of caterers and cake decorators and things like that, they've caught on to this, right? And so now they're saying, okay, fine, you can book my tastings, no problem. There's going to be a charge for that, and uh, I can apply that towards your final booking price. Okay, so anyway, Discuss those menu options with this caterer. Find one that fits your taste and budget. Talk about dietary restrictions with them. Service details, of course, make sure that they have servers or whatever it is that you require at your wedding celebration. Okay. And all of those things. Discuss all of these things before you make your final decision. And then secure them, obviously, um, to avoid any last minute stress about this. Okay. Of course, next in line, and something near and dear to my heart, is to be sure and book your wedding officiant, right? So we play a very significant role in this whole thing. It doesn't happen without us, right? So whether you prefer a religious or a secular officiant, start by researching and meeting some potential candidates. Discuss your vision for the ceremony with them, including any personalized elements that you might want to include in your ceremony. Like maybe you want a hand fasting, maybe you want a sand ceremony. Those are the different elements that we can throw into your ceremony. And then once you have found that right person, that person that you know is going to be able to help you visualize or help you achieve that visualization of your ceremony that you have in your mind, then be sure and book them again to make sure that they're available on your wedding day. All right, now let's talk about that honeymoon, right? After the wedding, you're going to need some time to relax and celebrate your new marriage. So start planning that honeymoon by researching the destinations that you're both interested in, accommodations like hotel or B&Bs, whatever it might be in that location, activities that you're going to do outside of that those accommodations, right? And then think about your budget, your travel preferences. Make sure that you have your passport uh, up to date and in hand, right? Don't be caught at the gate the last minute going, uh oh, I didn't realize it expired last month, right? So make sure that all of that is up to date. Uh, if you're traveling internationally, of course. Now, once you've settled on this destination, book all those flights and all of those accommodations early to make sure that you get the best rates. Okay. We're also going to be shopping for our wedding rings. If we haven't done that already, we're going to, those wedding rings are very important to the ceremony. They're going to represent the commitment and the love that we're talking about here. So begin those searches by talking to those reputable jewelers, explore the different styles that you all might have in mind. Consider your lifestyle and your preferences when choosing rings. I've had couples go for tattooed rings because they're very active or what have you, or silicone rings. That's usually like a backup, like they'll have a real ring and then they wear a silicone ring on a daily basis so they don't have to worry, about the ring itself, the real ring. Real ring. Okay. But we do want to have that real ring during the ceremony, maybe. All right. I am doing a tattooed ring ceremony coming up. And so there's a different wording that I'm going to be using about how their commitment was so that they actually decided to make it permanent. Right. Um, so, anyway, once you have found those perfect rings, be sure and purchase them. Make sure they're sized correctly. And all of that has happened before the ceremony as well. We're also going to be finding that wedding dress, right? That's one of the most important elements to the bride of your day. So start that researching of designers, visiting those bridal boutiques in your area, try on various styles to see what flatters your particular body shape. Um, it, and fits, of course, with your vision. You don't want to wear, an elegant with a train to a, what do you want to say, country style hay bale kind of wedding, right? So, or maybe you do. I don't know. That's all you, right? So once you found that one, you put it on and you're like, this is it, right? Make sure that you can move around in the dress. You're going to be dancing, spending the entire pretty much of the day, if not all of the day in that dress. So make sure you can move around. You can sit down, things you're very comfortable, all of that kind of thing. We're going to worry about sizing a little bit closer to the ceremony, but at least we have selected the dress. Okay. You're also going to order your wedding cake. Now, This says 6 to 9 months in advance, but I happen to be one of my family members actually is a cake decorator, cake baker, and she's booked up almost a year in advance. So, but she's a very gifted decorator, and so it's very hard to find availability with her. So I'm just saying that to say that, hey, if you were looking for your wedding cake, it should be, of course, delicious as it is beautiful. So do the tastings. I mean, there's a lot of bakers out there that can do a beautiful cake, but it tastes not right. But anyway, so begin by researching those local bakeries, scheduling some tastings, and discuss your preferred flavors and design and your dietary restrictions. I know she makes gluten-free cakes and things like that. Uh, so discuss those dietary restrictions. And once you've made your choice, again, order that cake to ensure it's going to be ready for your big day. All right. Now, the groom, we have to worry about his attire. Let's not forget about him. So start shopping for those tuxedos, the look that you want to achieve for your ceremony too, for the male members of your wedding uh, party. Okay, so whether it's a classic tuxedo, maybe something a little bit more casual suit, but consider the wedding's theme and color scheme, of course, when we're making our selection. And once they've found those perfect suits, make sure that it's ordered and tailored in time for the wedding. All right. We're going to start looking at ceremony music and reception music. Music is setting the mood for this whole, uh, especially the wedding ceremony itself, and the reception. We want to keep things lively and keep people on the dance floor as much as we can for the reception. So we're going to be choosing those songs for those key moments like the processional, the recessional, the bridal walk, right? That kind of thing. You're going to choose the music for your first dance, um, and all of that kind of thing, right? So consider hiring a DJ or maybe even a live band if your budget permits, and discuss the preferences in your playlist with them. Book that entertainment early to, again, make sure that you have your desired music for that big day. Okay. And it's about time to send those save the date cards too. Where are we at? 6 to 9 months in advance, right? So send those save the date cards, especially for those out of town guests. To give them plenty of time, so that they can schedule time off from work if that's necessary. They can make sure that they get flights and accommodations when they get to the area and all of that kind of thing, right? So. Um, Make sure that you include that information, vital information such as your wedding date and time, the location, all of that kind of thing. And also note on those save the dates that a more formal invitation will follow. And it's also, if you're this is the time to make any if you're doing a child free wedding, which is um very controversial. But on your save the dates, I would go ahead and say this is going to be a child free wedding so that they can make, if they plan to attend the wedding, they can make arrangements for, grandma or an aunt or something to come and stay with the kids while they're gone, right? So give them plenty of time to do that. Okay. Also, we're going to talk about our bridesmaids dresses. Now, we can probably book this along with the bride dress, but it really, the bride selecting the bride's dress, that should be her own day, right? And then we go back another day and do the bridesmaids dresses. Okay, so we want to coordinate that bridal look, that bridal party's look. We're going to select and order those bridesmaids dresses. Excuse me. We're going to select a style, um, that is, and a color, of course, that is going to complement our wedding theme, and ensure that those bridesmaids feel comfortable in those dresses too, that they can move around, that they're going to be able to dance and all of that kind of thing, right? And allow plenty of time. This 6 to 9 months is going to allow plenty of time for fittings, alterations, and that kind of thing. All right. All right. So again, wrapping this thing up, planning this wedding takes a great deal of coordination, right? And overwhelming. It feels a little overwhelming, but again, if you're breaking it down, how do you eat an elephant is just one bite at a time, and that's the same thing that we're doing this with this wedding ceremony. It's just taking it step by step, right? Make sure that you're not overstressing yourself. Take some deep breaths. Take a day or two off if it is too overwhelming, right? And just, hey, concentrate on something else. But making sure that you have booked those key vendors, chosen and booked those key vendors, and booked your honeymoon, and ordering your attire earlier, and all of that kind of thing. That's going to alleviate the ongoing stress because we're taking care of those things early on. And so, now we're just going into details from this point on. All right. All right. Well, I've enjoyed spending time with you today. I hope that if you have not subscribed to my channel, that you're going to do so. If you find something of value to you, we're going to continue this series. So we've got some other really fun videos coming up and planned. Also, if you have any questions for me, be sure and put those down in the chat or in the questions or whatever, so that, give me some fodder for other upcoming videos. All right. So it's been great meeting with you guys again. And I want to make sure that, yeah, we see each other again. So enjoy, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.